And hello, 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 hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or whatever time that you have come in to watch this and to partake of this particular discussion or to dish this tea and dunk some crumpets with me right now. I am Demetrius Big Meach Taylor, and I'm coming to you live, loud, and in living color. Right here and right now. However, you're watching this video on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or YouTube. It's all good and it's okay. I'm coming today because this is my second one for today. If you guys are keeping up with me and following me and carrying on, I got off the last one abruptly because I'm here at the donut factory, honey, making my donuts and carrying on. But I'm the training officer today, so I have my trainee doing what he needs to do so that he can be acclimated to the shift and carrying on. So that's good, and I'm able to spend a little bit more time. I was going to let me preface something real quick before I go into anything else, because the last video that I did, some assholes got to coming in and I felt that they were being disrespectful. You know, I have a large, wide nose, honey. And for whatever reason, somebody wanted to talk about it this particular time, and it pissed me off. So I got off the last live a little discombobulated. So I wanted to apologize for that, because I know some of you guys think that, you know, I had got off my rocker or carrying on, and it's okay. But yeah, it just kind of threw me because it came out of left field, and I wasn't ready for all that. You know, I usually can handle it, but I wasn't ready. But we're going to go here because I want to discuss an issue that I think is going to be really, 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 really cute and will garner a lot of discussion. And I'm calling this one the price of success. Okay. Oftentimes, you know, we have a propensity here, particularly within the African American community, to where what seems to be or what is deemed to be success comes across as if we are doing the quote unquote white thing and not the right thing. You see what I'm saying? And I had a discussion earlier with my cousin, and she asked me a question about, you know, folks being on the DL and carrying on. You know, she's a heterosexual woman. She said, I'm looking to one day marry and, you know, this, that, and the other, to build a home and all that with my husband. She said, and I don't mind, you know, those who are, she said homosexual, but I'm going to say LGBT. I don't mind those who are LGBT or whatever, because, you know, you do your thing. She said, but what is happening is she's running into people and meeting men who are leading and living double lives. And so she was asking me, you know, how do I spot that? How do I find out about that? What do I do to you know, combat that and carrying on? And so it leads us to go into a deeper discussion, because she's a professional woman and is a business owner now. You know, she started her own company and things where she's going into economic development and things of that nature. And so we got to talking, because one of the things that she is finding is that, you know, she prefers to date within her race. And so as she's moving up along the successful ladder, she is finding that, you know, the success is not looking the same. You know, as she get higher and carrying on within her career and doing what she wants to do, there's not a lot of black faces up there. And then the black faces that are there, you know, tend to want to live double lives. And here's something that I discovered. So let's talk. It's real funny that when we talk about living double lives and carrying on, that the implication always seems to be that particularly, you know, African American men seem to be the ones to do it most. That there is the inference, and the what folks are coming to, or what we are coming into. You see what I'm saying? I also believe that, to use terms like on the down low and carrying on, folks end up having a different kind of perspective. Because isn't it funny that when we hear on the down low that we don't hear that in any other community outside of African American people. It always seems as though the brothers are always on the down low. It's not like that it doesn't exist, across cultures. It's just that the down low syndrome or whatever, or epidemic or whatever we want to call it, seems to have a culture of its own. And it always seems to be that being on the DL has been synonymous with black men, and I find it to be very interesting. But then we got to talking, and I said, well, one of the things that we have to understand is, as people start to go up in their career, you're elevating and matriculating and get higher, your tax bracket changes and carrying on. It's not that we can't, or black folks or whatever can't get there. It's just that oftentimes we're not there, be it through systemic racism or whatever we want to call it. And I'm getting tired of using it as a catchphrase because that's becoming a talking point again. But if it's not that, then it becomes, that a lot of us have not gotten in. You know what I'm saying? You get into a tax bracket or whatever, and you want somebody who's on your level, So if you're trying to date within the race, within your own race or whatever, oftentimes those particular kind of tax brackets or those particular levels, a lot of us are not there, And so what happens now? Black folks get all, the price of success always end up meaning, got high and mighty or whatever. Now that means that you want to date white. You want to, why all the black men, when they make some money, they always run into white women and carrying on. Well, let's talk about that. Okay, let's talk about that. Now, before we get to going, because I think I finna hit something, let me go ahead and say hey to everybody, because I see y'all are coming up in here. Michelle, hey baby, how you doing? Raymond, what's up, baby? I know you finna get to blow this one up. I know you finna blow this one up. Mama Stu, what's going on, baby? Thanks for coming on up in here. How you doing? John and Reggie and Calvin and Keith, hey, baby, what's going on? Adrian, hey, what's up with you, baby? This might be something for you as well. So like I say, when we talk about the price of success, why is it that the price of success, particularly in African-American culture and community, seem to mean that once we get to a certain level that, it means that we have defected to the other races or whatever? Why is it that every time a black man makes some money, he always got to go get a white woman? Well, let's talk about that, okay? Let's talk about it. What seems to happen is that when we get to a certain tax bracket, black men want to sit down and, they're looking for comfort. They're looking for support. They're looking for somebody who's going to be there with them and carrying on. If you were not there from the start, during the climb up and carrying on and all of that, then when they get there, most of the time, we as black folks expect folks to come reach back to the hood, which is it's unfair. It's unfair. See, we expect that once somebody make it and they make the little coin or whatever, that you gonna come to the hood, you gonna get little Shaniqua or Bonquisha, okay, get her, you sit up there, make a life with her, and everything's supposed to be cool because went to the hood and then came back to represent. But here's the problem. Oftentimes, it's not that Bonquisha and Shaniqua can't handle it. It's just that oftentimes they're not cultured to sit down there, to go into places, and their mindset is not elevated to be in those particular places. They want to sit down there and reap the benefits of what it is to have the coin, but they have not done the work or don't know how to do the work to prepare themselves for it. And we as a community, we don't sit down there and advocate for understanding culture, carrying on. And I'm going to show you why. How many of us remember the days back when we were taught how to have a place setting? What this spoon means, that spoon means, this, that, and that. And it's not that you had that you were turning white or doing a white thing. It was all about understanding how to behave and how to sit down there and to function and to acclimate yourself into the rest of the world. I'm coming, Reggie. Hit it again. You want to come on in? I'm gonna bring you in. I'm going to approve you. Okay, I'm gonna add you in, Reggie, because I see you want to come on up in here. Um, uh, how many times have we? Hey, baby, what's going on? I see this is gonna be a hot one.
Yes, I
This is gonna
love
be a hot one.
conversations like this. I really wanted to talk about this conversation. So I see you mentioned that you said if Bonquisha is not cultured enough to be in the high places, right?
Uh huh.
Okay, I can understand that. But as for black men in
Uh
the
huh.
straight community, they're not usually looking for a woman that works. They want a woman who all they really care about is a woman who is below them. They really don't want a woman who's above them. You know what I
Well, you know, but
mean?
hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's not necessarily that. I won't say that's necessarily fair. What happens, I think, is that we got two different dynamics going on. Okay, it's two
Okay.
different dynamics. The first dynamic is we have that man who sits up and wants to be traditional. Okay,
Right, right,
and and in that tradition, he wants her to be at home, take care of the kids, and this, that, and the
right,
other, because he, as a man, feels that it is his responsibility to be the breadwinner. Okay, and so
right,
in that breadwinner status, it becomes okay. It's a testament to his masculinity. Okay,
right. But
my
but
brother, my brother used to think like that. Okay, and yesterday was his birthday. You know, I lost my brother 5 years ago, but
I'm sorry.
I had to break him from that because I said we come from the same household, fucker. So I know how you were raised. Okay, so you're not gonna sit down here and play that game of I want my woman to stay at home and raise the kids because she's killing you. His first wife sat
Mhm.
down there and he couldn't make money fast enough because shit he before the check made even cleared the bank, it was gone because of how she spent it. And he didn't want her to work, you know. And I was
Well,
like, no, you better get her ass out there because you need a helpmeet. You need somebody that's gonna help bring this to the table, you know,
right.
in order to make this work. And so we have that one dynamic. The second dynamic is oftentimes, and this is twofold with this dynamic, what
Mhm.
happens, a man may not want a woman above him, but he at least need his equal. And when he finds his equal, that's one thing. But then when he finds his equal, we got black women that'll sit down there and will diminish his equalness. See, she'll sit down there and she will challenge it because we have run into the whole thing of I don't want to submit to my man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because what ends up being what happens is women in their minds hear submit and they think of subservient that I'm below you. So they fight against that. And
Right.
they should because that's not what the thing is. It's
Mhm.
supposed to be a partnership. It's supposed to be we're
Right.
in this together.
Right.
And if she starts to diminish that and fight him, then what ends up happening is he's no longer an equal. She then takes the reins of, I don't need you. Shit, I make as much money as you do, if not more. What the fuck I need you for? I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. And so we get that dynamic to where now they're fighting against one another versus being each other's helpmeet. So if I'm gonna sit down there and I got to deal with it, why do I need to deal with that? You know what I'm saying? And when it comes down to success, what we see at the price of success, we have a lot of our Caucasian counterparts. Those women will sit down there, they will come in, and they will be the help me. They would be the support system. They would sit down and yield to a man's ego because most of the time that's what it is. When a man gets to a certain level, you still need to stroke his ego and carry on. And she's willing to do that in order for the success of the relationship. Now, that's not to say she ain't no gold digger because we see it all the damn time with the basketball children and carrying on. It's not to say that the same games that we're talking about that it doesn't exist. But what I'm saying is they are willing to sit down there and put the work in to have the relationship without all the fluff. And oftentimes, when we have successful black women, they end up in this particular place where it becomes a competition versus it being a helpmeet, you know.
Well,
And so when we deal with that dynamic, um, it ends up becoming, oh, he left me for a white woman and this, that, and the other. And sometimes I think that that argument goes, um, I think it's unwarranted in some degree. Now, that is not to say that, and I want y'all to hear me clearly, because I think I've talked about this on a couple of videos before, that we do have those who feel as though if I'm going to date and go outside of my race on purpose and become exclusive with that because they feel that if I'm with the white person or if I'm with an Asian person or whatever, that my credit score is going to increase or that I could get a better deal, or I get to come up, or I could get into better business arrangements, or I could get the better business deal. You know what I'm saying? So, we do have those who have that mindset, but we're going to exclude that. I'm going to exclude that portion of it right now because I'm talking about those who are looking for a genuine, like, I'm a successful person. I'm looking to date and or marry within my race, and because I done made a certain tax bracket or whatever, when I got here, there's nobody here that looks like me. So what do I do? And then when I go back and try to find somebody, hell, now I not only do am I looking for a needle in the haystack, but shit, I'm also got the I'm looking through rice kernels as well, in the dark, because now it's like folks want me to take care of them or feel as though because I make more than they're not supposed to bring anything to the table.
well,
And I
let me.
think that's go
I
ahead.
was gonna say, okay, so this thing actually happens not only for straight men, it also happens to gay men as well.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
when straight black men, they always use the excuse that a woman is not going to, she didn't put in the work, and I want to find me a white woman because she's in the tax bracket. You find a whole bunch of white
Right,
women, and here
right.
I am,
Mm-hmm.
right? But at the
Mm-hmm.
same
Mm-hmm.
time, if you look at the majority of the black men who did become rich and find a white woman in the end, they all were brought up with black women. They all started out with black women who were there for them, who nurtured them, who got them to where they are. And as soon as they
Mm-hmm.
hit that breaking point, that's when the black woman gets left. And then they look for a woman who does not work, who had nothing to do with their success, and probably are just taking their money, as you said. It doesn't really matter if they're taking their money, don't work or anything. The supreme goal for the black man is to find a white woman, not because of anything else, just because they want a white woman. Period. It had nothing to do if they didn't work or if they did work. They literally just wanted to find a white woman, and that's period, point blank. The reason why I say that is because it's always a white woman. It's never really a Hispanic. It's never really an Asian. It's just dominantly a white woman because we see in magazines, televisions, everything that we grow up seeing is showing that the white woman is a supreme being of what beauty is. And for a black man, you grow up around a lot of black people or black family, you don't really see an outside perspective. And so black men who are straight and black men who are gay go out seeking white men and women because society tells you that they are the supreme beauty, period.
Okay,
That's why
let
every
me
race tries to become white with the blonde hair, the contacts, the looks.
okay, hold on, let me put a pin there. I got a couple of comments here. Raymond, you say what? Raymond said, I don't know what white people are doing. All I know is what I'm doing. A single black man making my coin. I control what is going on. I control what is going on in my life. I made choices that were good for me. I learned that from my parents. I knew that as a man, I must work. Any person in my life had to work. A partnership, there is no yours and mine. It's ours. It's really the same for white people. I never wanted to have that kind of pressure on my life. That came from Raymond. And how do you say what? Women can't get out of the movie plan in their head that's written by them, produced by them, directed by them, and starring them. I can't fuck with those two. Okay, here's the
But do
thing.
you get what I'm saying though?
I got what you're saying, and I know where you are. And see that particular argument. See, what I want to do is because your argument is onto the people who I think it becomes the narrative
It's
for
the
what we.
mental it's the mental unconscious thought that, you know, of we feel like you I know how many times have we seen online where um no blacks, no fats, no films, that whole situation is
Right,
because
right.
society kind of places in our brains that this is the height of what good looks, and everybody's kind of shallow in America. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Everybody just feels. But then when you look at Pornhub released statistics on what people watch in porn, and it
Oh,
was not
really?
the yeah they released it, and it was not the stereotypical white twink or white woman. It was the bigger women that
Yeah.
they wanted. Like it said statistically that men only date thin model looking women so they can press their friends, not because it's what they wanted. That's why they end up cheating on them with women who are bigger and more fuller, have bigger breasts, big booties. And how come men are going and marrying the skinny woman, but yet going to the strip club with the women who have the biggest bodies of the black women? You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
big lips
Hmm.
and everything. It's because society kind of mentally conditions you to look after, to seek what society deems as beautiful, not for what you personally want for yourself. And
Here's the
so I think
thing.
that
I think that what has happened is that we have allowed that to become the narrative. Those who, and remember, I said I want to take that particular portion out of this equation for a moment, because
okay,
the portion that you're speaking about are the ones who are intentionally seeking to date
yeah,
outside of their race exclusively
right,
and on purpose for the come up,
right,
for
right.
the whatever. Okay. But I want to remove those for a minute because you're onto something there. Because I think what happens is just that. We have people who uh, seek after that because of whatever, whether it's internalized racism, whether they think that if this is going to make me better or whatever, whether they feel as though, the look of it is, okay,
And
I've acquired,
not only in the
not only
black
what,
race, not only in the black race, it's like a full spectrum all over the world.
right,
That's what's
right,
so crazy about
I'll
it.
give you that. I'll give you that because the powers that be has tried to attest that. That's where the whole systematic and systemic racism come into play or whatever, because of what the magazines and stuff have tried to deem to say what is beautiful, what success means. They tried to define that. At the
If you
same
type in
time,
beauty right now, guess what will show up in Google? You already
well,
know.
okay. But what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to guide this into a different direction, because we know that part. That's the part that
Yeah.
we know. And the thing of it is what do we do to combat it? Because we understand what mainstream definition is of success is trying to say, and what they have created to be the narrative. However,
Mm,
what we do also know is that there are communities that have gotten away from that, because the Jewish community thrives hard.
mm.
Okay, the Asian community thrives hard. The Latino community thrives hard. There's always, because I'm on this thing of I wanted to rebuild Black Wall Street, and in every community, in every major city, there's a little Chinatown or Asian town or whatever. There's a Mexican village or something in every major city. And so those communities know how to stay within themselves. They know what success means. They know how to build their communities and care. No, they know how to keep their money together. And so here within us, I'm trying to change to go into that direction of the everyday person who is saying, well, I'm a successful person and I don't want to date outside of my race, but because I'm in this particular tax bracket, you know, now that
That's
I'm
no
here,
excuse.
no, no, no. It may not be an excuse, but it's real. Because
No,
now that I am here, no, hold on. Because
no.
if I'm here and I'm looking for a brother to match me, where is he? Because
Are
those
so? Are
that
you
are
only
here,
saying that? Are you only saying that you're matched by a tax bracket?
No, I'm saying that is what folks are looking for. If I'm sitting up there saying this is what I'm coming to the table with, I need you to match me.
Well, that's why
If
I'm saying, like, is that coming from a shallow perspective? Because you're only
I
saying
don't
that
think
I want to
so.
look, because you're only looking for somebody who matches how much money you make. When
Listen, I
that
want no,
that is
no, hold on, because it's not about match. It's not necessarily only about matching the money that I make.
well,
I need
oh,
somebody
is it
who's
so?
going to be an equal,
But
and
just because
and
you match
and
somebody, I was
and
just because
because
you
of
match.
being an equal, and this is where it is. Because trust me, I'm the main bitch about love and integrity and all that old bullshit. I get it. Because
Okay.
and I understand, honey, you can find love. If I'm the executive chief officer over here at this company, I know that the garbage man, honey, can be the love of my life. I get all that. I'm not saying that I'm not looking there. Okay. What I'm saying is I done got here. Okay,
Okay.
I'm here, and my world is this. This is my
Okay.
world now. Okay, so in my world, I'm looking for somebody else who's here, that's like me. This is what we could do together. Who understands that? Okay, I'm the CEO of this company, and who understands I got to take meetings and I got to do this and I got to do that. The garbage man ain't gonna understand that after a while. Because now that I got to get my hustle on, you sit up there saying you work a regular 9 to 5. I got to go run to China because I got to go make this business deal. Baby, you coming with me or what? Nah, I got to work. Okay, fine. I'll talk to you when I get back.
Well,
That's
I
cute
mean,
for a minute.
but if you're
That's
dating
cute.
somebody,
That's
if you're
cute
dating
for a minute.
somebody,
It'll be
if you're,
cute for a minute, and you understand, and you know that. After so long, those who don't get it will not last.
but
They'll
think
go
about
by
it.
the wayside.
If you're,
And
if you're,
so
if you're going
it's
all
what?
over
Go
the
ahead.
world, if you're going all over the world and you're making all these, you're a mover and a shaker and you're doing all this and all that, then you don't have any time to be in a relationship. If you're that
Well,
busy with, if you're
but
that
here's the
busy with
thing.
your job.
Here's the thing, though. Well, here's the thing. Either the relationship that I have are going to be, it's got to be somebody who understands that. And now you're an entertainer. Now you know this. You are an
Yes.
entertainer, and you know what the
Yes.
fuck we go through. Okay, and
Right.
trying to sustain a lasting relationship. So
Right.
what do we do? Either we deal with the fly by nights and the right for me, Mr. Right for me right now, or the goal is to find somebody who understands what the business is. Not necessarily they have to be in the entertainment world, but it works better because they understand what we go through.
But it
See,
doesn't
and if,
have to.
if, if and if you're on my level and if you're in the same world as I, then you get it. Because trying to bring somebody into this world, they're not going to understand it after so long. After so long, that's going to get bored. They're going to tip out. They're going to be fumbling. How come we can't do this? And oh my God, it becomes that. And then it becomes drama. Hold on, let me go to the comments because we got somebody that came up, a couple of folks that came up in here. Jonathan that came up in here. Hey, baby, what's up, son? Okay. How did you say what? Black men are attracted to white women because they logically don't make sense. This is bait because mentally we want to fix, teach, and be a part of their lives on a see love wins to delusionally explain wasting time. This never
Wait a
works.
minute.
And to be honest, we don't really gain anything. Uh, Child, okay, Haji. Okay. Child, okay, Haji does this shit. Okay. And right now, I disagree with that whole statement. And you know
That
the
was a
fuck I
lot.
disagree with that one. I disagree with that one all damn day. Okay, but I'm trying to see where he has merit in it because there's got to be a place of merit somewhere. Let me
Yeah.
reread that. I'm gonna reread it. Black
Okay.
men are attracted to white women because they logically don't make sense. This
Nope.
is bait because mentally we want to fix, teach, and be a part of their lives on a see love wins to delusionally explain wasting time. This never works and needs to be and to be honest, we don't really gain anything. Okay, now that part I get. I give that part of it. Oftentimes, and I'm gonna say this, if your whole goal is to date outside of your race and you believe that that's your reason for success, then no, you don't gain nothing because you ain't doing nothing but playing the game. This becomes a game. It's just like playing chess or checkers or whatever. You don't gain nothing because ultimately what happens is that this shit bites you in the ass. Because if you trying to play the white woman or play the white woman card, the thin blonde hair card, okay, or lately it's all about the gingers because the gingers are in, right? If you're trying to play that particular card, what ends up happening is in the long run, she done already hooked you, she done already played the game and you done lost hook, line, and sinker because she done threw a monkey wrench in the deal. And of course, the whole thing about prenuptial agreements and all this kind of shit where she gonna end up getting your coin, that sold you out your business, that talked you out your money and carrying on, and then you become the fucking statistic. And you wonder what happened. And God help you if you have children, because see now you have biracial children who get torn in between what's going on, and then they become pawn pieces in this whole thing we call a race. How he continues, he says, "You do know." Wait a minute, what happened? He said, Dr. Claude Anderson tried to rebuild Black Wall Street, but city officials ran him out. I heard. And Raymond, you say, well, I want someone who has ambition. Okay. Now that there is cute. Reggie, his line done dropped. Okay. Now, I like that. I like ambition, but here's where it is. Now, see, when we talk about ambition, are we looking for someone who is willing to work and to grow? See, this is the thing about relationships. And see, I told this to my cousin because I was like, okay, cuz, look, when we're talking about a relationship, okay, and that's different from companionship, because oftentimes I think most folks end up looking or wanting companionship, saying relationship, but they don't want to do the work of a relationship. You know what I'm saying? See, companionship is I got the free time or whatever. I want somebody to spend some time with. We can go hang, chill, dinner, movies, whatever we're going to do. And I have someone to spend my time with, and I'm not alone or whatever. A relationship is the work. How are we growing? What are we doing to build? What are we doing to accomplish my independent goals, your independent goals, and then our goals together as a relationship? How do we support one another to achieve those things? What are we doing to fortify ourselves to say this is what it is? You know what I'm saying? So again, the original question is the price of success. Now, does it mean, as Reggie was saying before, if you got that much time to your job and your career, are you really sitting up? Are you really? Wait a minute, I done did something. Hold on. No, there we go. If you're so focused on your career, do you really have time for a relationship? And you see that all the time for those who are Fortune 500 companies and carrying on, and business owners and this, that, and the third, to where, hell, they done went through a divorce because the relationship becomes materialistic. I done bought you everything you wanted, gave you everything that you wanted and things, but you never gave me your time. And so this one got a side piece, and this one, you on the business trip and you fucking everything around because that there is part of trying to cinch the deal or whatever. And then it becomes, okay, what do we have here? How do I maintain my connection here? Oh, baby, I'm sorry. So you come with the diamond necklace and, you done bought new cars and, oh, I done redid the house and got new furniture and everything, and thinking that's supposed to keep them happy because it's a labor of your work and shows how you've been able to do X, Y, and Z. But, the time there, we have not communicated. We have not been intimate, and that doesn't mean sex. What I mean is sharing each other's space, being each other. Listen to my heartbeat, listen to me breathe and carrying on, being there just for emotional and spiritual support. So if the price of success does that mean that has to suffer, or we lose out on that simply because we're trying to take everything to the next level? How did you say what? You can't have a relationship if you are working, but your partner is comfortable with your lemon cookie, strawberry milk, and an air mattress. At the end of the day, A mentor getting a nut off, getting a nut off a mentee. Okay, okay. Well, here's the thing. Uh, that's interesting because if you're trying to build a career, something ends up lacking. Okay, there are sacrifices. There are sacrifices. Okay, which is why we see folks in the depression aisle and you know, they own Xanax, they own something, because it's lonely at the top. I go back to Mahogany. Let me go back to Mahogany. Okay, y'all know I've referenced that movie one time before, and though I love the movie, I can't stand that damn movie. Okay, the message in it, because as I got older and I started to look at the real message of it, it pissed me off. Okay, and the reason why it pissed me off is because here you have a black man and a black woman. And because the black man felt as though what she wanted to do was frivolous in his mind, and it was unimportant in his mind because she wanted to be a fashion designer versus working with the people and being down for change in the community, because he didn't like what she wanted to do, he dissuaded her. Now, in order for her to live and to be herself and to be what she wants, she left. She went to go do her thing. She then went to go bring him in. He realized that that world wasn't his. Okay, he didn't know how to function. Okay, so all right, he went back to the States. Now she done made it to the top. She done became this big fashion designer. And what did she do? She wanted a man. So she left it all to go back to Chicago and go get her man. Okay? Now, why did that piss me off? Because why is it that the woman had to give up everything just to support this man? Okay? She gave up everything. Now, you may say, well, didn't you just say that we looking for somebody who's going to support the man and this, that, and the other? I did. At the same time, her career was already established. Her career was the one that was bringing in the coin. Why couldn't he give up his? See, he never gave his up. He realized he couldn't function in that world, but he never gave his up. He just said, fuck it, you do you, I'm going to do me. But she gave hers up to come back to start all over again. Now, that's where the movie ended. Now, we could speculate how it goes from there, but that there's a testament to real life, because oftentimes, and we got, let's take Waiting to Exhale. Miss Thing sit up there, she gave up her life, gave up all she wanted to do with her world. Why? To push her man, to make sure her man got this, to make sure her man got that. And then, now that he got it, you cheating with the white girl, and then you destroy and say that, okay, I'm only going to give you X, Y, and Z. You know, because this isn't working for me anymore. So part of this relationship and carrying on and having this partnership is understanding that if I push you, you got to pull me. Because it shouldn't be somebody is always the support system, and one person's goal is the reality. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where we lose it. We hear this all the time in marriages where women sit up there and say, "Oh, I don't know anything about me." And for those who, the sad thing is when the husband dies and they don't know how to take care of nothing because, oh, he took care of all the finances, he did this and he did that, and you don't know how to do shit. So now that he died, that leaves you where? Not knowing how to take care of your business. If this is a relationship, a partnership, something that's going to grow, then the price of success means that we're doing everything to sustain us. I got to show you how to do the books. Okay, whether you like it or not, I got to show you how to do it so that you know what needs to be done, what the hell it is that you're reading, how the hell the taxes and stuff come in. Look at how our parents were, for those who got a two-parent household. When the bills came in, daddy may work all the damn time, but he sit up there, give the money to mama so she can what? Take care of the house, right? but she still had to let him know how the money was spent for those who would like that. Okay, if you had a household like that, there were no secrets. There were, well, I'm gonna say no, because like, women know how to keep, coins to the side for the rainy day. Okay. And carrying on, they keep the little kitty or whatever, you see, for the rainy day fund or whatever. But that there were no major secrets about how the money was spent, where the money went, and carrying on. You know what I'm saying? So that there is something when we talk about relationships and the price of success. When we get along those lines, how do we force those things together? Let me go back to the comments. Okay. What we got? Jaleesa, hey, she done came in. Russ done came in. Reggie, you said, well, sorry, my phone died. Did you just charge it? Okay. You charged it or you got it on the charger trying to come back in? Wendell, hey, Wendell, you done came in. What's going on, baby? How did you say what? That's dumb. How can you support somebody with nothing? That sounds like fear of success. What's she going to do? Talk and stare at him all day? Okay, now listen. That was my thing. But it's not so much as having nothing. And see, how'd you know? What do you mean by nothing? See, here you go about, well, ain't nobody bringing no money to the table. But damn it, if you started off broke, what was you doing in the first place? You sat down there, you made sandwiches, you cooked dinner, you sat up there, got to hustle on some kind of way to make sure that they were supporting the dream. If he sat up there and was going out to doing whatever, okay, going back to the movie Mahogany, hell, she took her designs and her drawing ability and was helping make signs for him and carrying on, And hell, she was trying to come up with a little jingle because she sang, as Ross. So she was trying to sing a little bit, came up with a little jingle, but she took her talents and was trying to push him along. Okay, now she didn't have the coin at the time or whatever because she was budding and trying to figure out how it was getting done and all of that. But then, like when he was at the office trying to campaign, she had a gala or something that was coming up or whatever. So she was like, well, listen, could you come with me here because I got this? And he was like, no, because he thought that was frivolous and it was a waste of time. Okay, so how can you support nobody with nothing? It's like, give me your time. Time is everything. And not just to sit down and look at me, but shit. If I'm sitting up here, if I'm drawing something and I say, here, take this and color this red for me, I don't need you to sit down and say, oh, I ain't got time for that bullshit. This is crazy, and carry on. It's all about how you can maneuver the time to say, this is what it is. How can we sit down there and plan this better? Because discussion is everything. And I'm talking legitimate discussion, not this, the pipe dream kind of shit. Oh, you know what? One day I'm gonna have this, and we're gonna do this, and doesn't that just sound lovely? When all the time, all he waiting on you for you to shut up so y'all can fuck. Okay, no, honey, Raymond, you say, well, this may sound strange, but we only need each other for procreation. These rules only exist in mankind. You know what? I'm gonna disagree with that. Because on the surface, that may be the thing, that we need each other to procreate. But here's the thing. Without one another, we would never be able to float, because here we know how to sustain ourselves, but we always need that kind of connection. The connection that we have with one another is what pushes us forward. You know what I'm saying? It's what gets us to the next level. It's what takes us over. It's what fortifies us and gives us the barometer of knowing what our success is. So we do need each other. We may not need a relationship. Now that may be what you're saying. We may not need to be in relationship or partnership with a person to where we're right there one-on-one. But external partnerships or business relationships are carrying on. Yeah, we do need each other. Raymond, you said, well, that's what my parents did. Dad made the money and mama took care of everything else. When she wanted to work, he didn't want her to, but she only wanted extra for her own personal needs, lady stuff. Hey, got that all day. Got that all day. Okay. And okay, Theodore, hey, thanks for coming in. Raymond, you say, well, so his career is more important than hers, and that's the real problem. All day. The real problem all day. And you say, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, I kind of figured that's where you were going with that. Because in that regard, I'm gonna say that you're right. As far as us, having intimate relationships in the romantic sense, because it's one thing to have an intimate relationship in the business sense, because that there's your moving and your shaking power. That's how you end up negotiating your success, building your own empire, to where you can sit there and say, okay, hey, this is what this is for me. This is what my legacy is going to be, and this, that, and the other. But as far as the whole need of it, I think oftentimes we let an overzealous want be defined as need. Because, at this particular stage of the game, y'all know I tell y'all this all the time. I'm 48 years young, and I know I get this from everybody. Why are you single? Why are you single? I said, because at this particular stage of the game, I'm not necessarily looking. If it happens, I will welcome it. But it has to happen organically, and it has to happen where it's on my terms. Okay? And I know everybody's going to say that, but that means when we're coming together, we're going to mutually agree that this is how we're going to do this. I'm in entertainment, honey, and my whole thing is I need somebody who's going to be willing to walk red carpets. Okay, who's going to be willing to go here with me? Who's going to be willing to be a buffer for me? You know what I'm saying? Because I know I could get a little outlandish at times. I'm not necessarily the party animal like that. I don't do drugs. I drink, but I don't like getting drunk. But I do, I get a little nip, But I need somebody there that's going to say, okay, listen, this is what your goal is. Remember what to do. I mean, and it could get to the point where he may get on my nerves, and I did say he, or whatever, to where but it's a good get on my nerves. It's one of them. Okay, oh, you make me sick when you do that shit, but but I know he's saying it right, and then vice versa, because I know me. I'm a nurturer like that, and I'm very parental, and that there's a part of me. I've been raising kids all of my life, so in that, understand where I'm coming from, kind of thing, So yeah, that there is that. Theodore, you said, love you, man. Love you right back, baby. Thanks for coming in. Raymond, you say what? Or you don't have kids. Okay, right. See, because children come into play, and see, that's another thing in relationships, and you're trying to build, because once children come into play, then it adds that extra layer of, okay, now what? Because now the kids, you want to make sure the kids is in the football, in the tennis, in the band, in acting, in this, in that. And so now, hell, I can't come and see the play today, baby, because daddy got to go here or mama got to go here. And then it becomes, oh, I'm neglecting my child, and it adds to that layer. You know what I'm saying? Adrian, you say, well, great listening to you, Meach. This was my first time tuning in on you. I would love to continue listening to this. Love you. You're looking good too, Reggie. Nice seeing you and listening to y'all. Have a good night. Big hugs. Okay, thanks, baby, for coming on up in here. I love that. Raymond, you say, well, I'm gay, and they say you can adopt. I'm like, I don't want kids. Hard enough taking care of myself. How about that? How about that? Okay, because that there is the tea. Wait a minute, who do we got up in here? Reggie, you trying to come back? Okay, I'm going to bring you back in. I see you trying to get added back in. Yeah, Reggie's about to come on back in here. Okay. So that there is that. Okay, you back.
All right. I was like, yeah, give me in.
Okay. So
right.
so that there is is what the tea is. But again, now my cousin also asked me this because she was like, "Well, how can you tell if somebody's on the down low and this, that, and the other?" Because I don't want to be caught up in no mess and carrying on. And so I told her, I said, I said, listen, sweetie. I said, I need for you to understand this because there's not necessarily no magic pill because being on the down low now has become a culture of its own. And it's kind of like trade chic to say I'm on the DL now. Okay, and well, for me it's bullshit, but at the same time I said I need for you to, number one, trust your gut. Okay. Uh Uh, Number two, she said, "What are some of the signs?" I said, "Well, I can't necessarily give you signs of a boy that's on the DL." I said, "But I'm gonna tell you this." I said, "Most of the time, people who on the DL act like they are cheating." So I said, "You know what that is when you got a man and he act as if everything is everything." But then all of a sudden he ain't never got time for the weekends and don't want to spend time with you. He always got to go be with his boys and that kind of shit. I said, so look at it from the perspective of maybe he's a married man trying to fuck around on his wife. Okay. I said, once you start to see those particular patterns, either you dealing with a married man who fucking around on his wife or he's on the DL. I said, because those particular patterns are the same. I said, but at the same time, what you want to do is understand and watch him. I said, because a man reveals himself constantly. Oftentimes we miss out on the language because we choose to ignore it. Okay, we choose to ignore it. Oftentimes, men who are on the DL who fuck around with other men, if they're straight acting, straight appearing, one of the things that I've experienced is that everything is always about making sure my family life is together. And they get real religious, and God is everything and this, that, and the other. But there's always a telltale sign there somewhere to where it becomes a break. you know, it becomes this whole thing of because there's a feeling and it shifts and it makes you but because you end up hearing what they're not saying, and it's different for everybody. I know for me, because I'm very intuitive, I can pick up on that and it'll reveal itself. Now hold on before you say something, Reg, because we got folks coming in. I want to acknowledge them.
Okay.
Oh my God, my little cousin that came up in here. He don't even know me. Okay, Xavier, child, that's my cousin's son. Child, he don't know me. Okay. uh, Dave Tolliver that came up in here. What's up? Oh shit, did I miss your thing? Was that tonight? God damn it. He graduated, child. I was supposed to be going to his graduation. I thought it was tomorrow.
Oh,
Fuck.
congrats.
Um, Raymond, you say what? If you're good at it, it's very difficult to see. Yes, trust your guts. Exactly. Okay, exactly. Raymond, you continue. You say, my sister-in-law asked me if my brother was cheating. I was like, girl, you don't need me to tell you what you already know. How about that? Ah, how about that? Okay, the children. Okay, the children. You already know because your gut gonna tell you. And I tell this
Right.
all the time. Everybody has the intuition to where you know something ain't right because it don't click. It'd be
Right.
a little piece and it could be a little something, and it's like, something ain't right. Something, it's like, ooh, something ain't there. Something, uh,
Right.
you know.
Well, I know,
Go
like,
ahead.
for the situation where women always ask, "Is my man gay?" I mean, there's like a survey I think showing that most women go searching online. Like one of the main things people search for women are searching for if their man is sleeping with another man, and it's always on the other spectrum. Gay men don't care about if a man is sleeping with another woman. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
the men never care because they're in their head. They're like, "Oh, I'm getting a man who's with women and they into me. Like I'm the other person." Like that's such a big compliment for gay men when it really shouldn't be. But
Mm-hmm.
like what you said, it's really just cheating. it has nothing to do with, it should never matter. If a man is already with you, it should never matter whether it's with a man or a woman. It just matters that he's just cheating on you. But for
Mm-hmm.
women, it seems
Mm-hmm.
like the most deceit because it's a man, because they're cheating with somebody who doesn't have what they have. Because for a woman, if it's a woman, then maybe I can go back and show him what he's missing or whatever. But with a
Right.
man, I ain't got nothing he got. I can't compete. But when you think about it, it's like you don't have to compete. You already won, but you don't have to be a competition with another woman because he cheated on you. He's in the wrong, so you should never try to compete for your man's love if he cheated on you. But at the same time, it does not mean that he does not want you if he cheated on you. He was in the wrong for cheating on you to begin with. So what I'm trying to say is, I talk to a lot of couples about this. I always say, are you putting on an expectation for a man to never sleep with anybody else? Because in my situation, I feel like you can't really hold limits on a relationship where you're like, oh, I can't sleep with anybody else, because sleeping with sex is like literally just sex. It took me a long time to
Mm-hmm.
figure it out because I would always intertwine the two. And I feel like a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people get to, they have a lot, there's people in their 40s, 50s to, 70s. I think that we have mentally made it feel like if you cheat on somebody, it's like you don't love them anymore. When in a way, it's like you can I speak about that on those terms? Can I speak about that whole situation, the whole
Sure.
cheating
Well, hold
situation?
on, because we could take it there. Because see, here's the thing. Because I'm gonna go here. Oftentimes, we have people who want to believe
Hmm.
that that's what it's supposed to mean.
Right,
That, oh, you don't love me anymore.
right,
When I think what happens is you have married somebody who was never honest with themselves, because
right.
we have fortified ourselves to believe that this is supposed to be a monogamous thing. Everybody's teaching
Everybody wants to
monogamy
be
and carrying
monogamous.
on,
Yes,
but
exactly.
everybody's not monogamous, and you know that. You
Right,
know that.
right.
You
That's the
know
thing.
that. And
Yes.
the whole thing of it is, um, it's not that they don't love you. It's just that, hell, you the cake. They wanted some pie. They wanted some cookies. They wanted some ice cream.
Right.
They wanted,
Thank you.
you know,
They wanted
they
a
wanted the
burger,
whole
some French
fucking
fries.
bakery. Okay, it ain't like the cake wasn't good. It's just that, hell, I done had a piece of cake, but damn, that damn pie over there is looking real cute. It's like being at Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Right. And at the
Somebody
end of
may.
the day, pizza is always the favorite.
Okay, hamburgers and French fries. Okay, you still gonna go get a fucking McDonald's burger. Okay, right. Hold on, wait a minute. We got comments coming in. Oh shit,
Okay.
I'm finna get red.
Uh-oh.
I'm finna get red, honey. This motherfucker finna try to let me have it on this live, but I'm gonna fuck you up too.
Yeah.
Dave, answer me this. You know damn well it was tonight. Dan Ryder was tonight, and I forgot. I got
Uh-oh.
sidetracked. I was supposed to be going because he sent me the invitation. I put on there that I was going. I was
Hmm.
looking to rent a car. Then I got sidetracked because I'm in rehearsals because I'm making my directorial debut. I'm doing a film here, an indie film.
Okay,
So
yeah.
I got sidetracked with the pre-production of all that because we're trying to get some shit done. And then I end up having to come to work. And I was supposed to be going there before coming to work. And I completely forgot. And when I saw his name, I'm like, oh shit.
Hmm.
Okay, because I'm thinking I had an extra day because I lost my time. So Dave, I'm sorry, baby. I am so sorry. Haji says, what down low is just a fetish for women who want to have sex with gay men. No, it ain't.
What? What?
Deep down, they don't have respect for men who sleep with men. This plays uh, primal disdainment. Okay, Hodge, stop. I'm not even accepting that one. Had you flipped that the other way around, I'd have gave you that. But no, women don't want nothing. Listen, women don't want to sleep with no fucking down low man because it's too many women out there who push up on openly gay men. I got a number of them who try to push up on me and think that because if I get the
They
right
trying to
piece of
switch
pussy,
you.
yeah, and it ain't no such thing as switching me, honey, girl, bye. And I'm one who had sex with girls before. So it's not like, I don't know what that is. It's just that it
Right.
ain't for me. Was it a good time? It was sex. Sex is always fun if it's done right, but it just wasn't for me. I did not get the bells and the whistles. But what I will say is this: I will say it is a fetish, but I'm not going to agree to the fact that it's for men who want to have sex with gay men. Uh, I don't think that it's that. I think that's a stretch. I think what I will acquiesce to this though. If men were more open and honest about
Right.
how they are with their bodies, because there's some sexual things that men like
That
that
they can't admit
they're
to.
afraid to say. And then here's the other thing: if women find out, women would use that against them.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm
Because that's
saying?
how we do in the
Because
black community.
because all she got to do is neck roll. Bitch, who was the one who had their finger up in your ass? Who was the bitch last
Who
night?
was
And
you
all of
was
those
licking my
stupid shit.
asshole? You was licking my
Right.
asshole.
See, it becomes all that stupid shit that want to get her ass knocked. You know what I'm saying? Unnecessarily. So in that, I will say it's a fetish, but and I say that because, as I said before, it has become its own culture.
Right.
Being on the DL has become a fucking culture now, to
But
where it
you know
has
what?
several meanings.
You know what's funny though is like us being gay. I think you can admit to this, but we get the X-ray vision. Like the straight community and the church community, they can always speculate, oh, he ain't gay and he's this and that, and men are this way in the black community, or what they want to feel like is how it is. But we get
Hmm.
the X-ray vision. We get to see the church and who people really are, because the pastors will come up to us, the bishops, the deacons. We get to see them trying to, you know,
No,
come
not
to
no. We
us.
don't. We no correction. We don't get to see them. We fuck them.
Well, I'm not the one who.
No, honey, no, 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 no. We don't get X-ray vision, bitch. We get full sight because shit
Yeah,
they come running to us. So we know what the T is.
we
We
know what
already
the
know what
deal
the T.
is.
See,
We see
right?
what they don't see.
Okay, Raymond, you say what? Yes, keep that man's battery charged. Okay, Raymond say sex is different between heteros and same sex. Yes, sex is different. However,
You like what you like,
uh,
though. That's the
right.
core.
But see, and I wish I've been trying to say this for a little piece of a minute. We need to have a seminar because women have always learned what to do with their bodies. They have classes on how to do everything with their bodies. They have classes on learning how to get themselves orgasms and carrying on, how to
Mhm.
find their G spot, how to have Kegel exercises and carrying on. Men are never taught what their erogenous zones
Hmm.
are with their bodies, and because of that, when a man finds out something turns him on, like getting his ass licked or whatever,
Oh
there's some men
man,
who like a finger in their ass
it's
when they come and
over.
this, that, and the
It's
other.
over.
Because of that, because we don't know that, we won't explore that. Men
Hmm.
are afraid that that's going to be too gay and it offends their
Right.
masculinity.
Right.
When in actuality, baby, you have a body. If you are with for straight men, if you know that you did this to your woman and it turned her out, like the porn industry showing a man that his nipples were sensitive because you have like back in the 80s it was Ray Victor. Ray Victor used to always play with his nipples when the bitch was sucking his dick. So it was the porn industry that opened up the possibility for a man to get his nipples sucked on, at least in my opinion. That because after I saw it done, then all of a sudden I started to hear men talk about it a little more, and wanted to experience that and things,
Hmm.
or they were flicking their own nipples, and
Hmm.
carrying on. So a man's body, men have never been taught their own erogenous zones, and to sit down there to communicate that with their partner has become a whole separate thing, you know. And so and you talk about strong black women and this, that, and the other. We need somebody to understand that. Now, there's a whole big thing about those who like what do they call it? Plug-in? Is that what it called? Where the women use the strap-ons with the dudes now?
Oh, no, it's not plugins.
What?
It's I know what you're talking about. It's
Yeah, they got a name for it, but I can't I
yeah.
can't think of it right now. But I saw the first time I saw that was on Real Sex, and it was over in Germany. And child, that boy was straight as hell, and he had his wife. They used to go into the sex shops all the time. He and his wife was into that, and baby, she had grabbed his damn hair and was fucking the hell out of him.
But yeah, There's some. See,
But
I'm not. I don't want to put like a thing on it, but I think a lot more white men who experiment into it actually I've spoken to a lot of guys where I'm like, okay, you know what you like, and you found a woman who can experience it with you. There's a lot of men who enjoy women with, little something extra. Let's call it a little something like that, and so they
oh,
don't mind.
the T girls,
Yeah, the T girls. So if a woman is going ahead and taking that extra step and buying a strap on to please you and is comfortable and actually loves it, and you actually went out and found somebody who is comfortable with it, that's like a perfect match because you found somebody who accepts you
right?
for you. But see, a lot of men don't do that. A lot of men go
Exactly.
out and deceive women so they can look good in society's world
Boom.
and go and
Which
sleep
is
with the
why
TS.
this whole DL culture exists. Which is exactly why. And men are not honest with that. Hold on. Let me go back to these comments. Okay. Raymond says, "Speak on it, honey. Love and sex are two different things. That's true." Raymond, don't be calling me out talking about some excuses. Don't be calling me out. Okay. Wait a minute. I have two breakfast menus, one from room 913 and 221. Oh, okay. 913. Okay. Uh, let's see, Raymond, you say it's for men who want to have sex with a man, gay or straight. Okay. Um, what you say? Never. I don't mess with churchy folks. Okay. Uh, Wait a minute. How did you say what? Women are nosy. They know if a man is gay. Hell, women can smell when a man doing something gay. Matter of fact, if a woman senses a flaw in her man, she she won't she won't take him in public. They might
But
play
that's the
that Tyler
problem.
Perry presents. Uh, they might play that Tyler Perry presents "Woe Was Me,"
But see,
but
that
they
was
will
the.
tell you they knew he was gay. That's normally when she's tired of playing the game. Now you know what? Hold on. Now
But that's what we were talking about, right? Remember, that's what we were
that
talking
I would
about.
give you. I would give him that all day because I know, or either they knew it or they would sit down there and play like they knew it to match their hurt. Oh, I knew he was gay all the time.
Right, because they didn't
They
want to
do
feel the
that
hurt.
shit because they don't want to have the shame on them
Right.
and things of that nature. But for those who, yeah, I would give him that for those who've been playing the game, you know, and carrying on. Yeah, yeah. There are some out there who will play that particular game or whatever, and get caught up and end up becoming a mess. That's because they create drama.
But
They create
I wish
drama, and
women
then
would
they want to
feel.
go and drag his name and stuff through the mud about some bullshit when it could have been nipped in the bud. Which is what I was telling my cousin. Do not allow yourself to be bamboozled because you're a businesswoman who's looking for a successful man, and the successful man want to sit down here and play games. And going back to my original point, like I said at the top of this, isn't it ironic that to say DL or that the DL culture has only been synonymous with black men? It's not that it doesn't exist across the board. It's just that to say DL, it becomes a black man's thing. Like only black men are involved in doing something on the side and carrying on, and that's not true. But we have allowed society to let that become part of the narrative of what the DL culture is. And so now when we have black women who are looking to be involved in wholesome heterosexual relationships, now they got to go to their best gay friend to sit down there. We got to use our gaydar vision and carry on. Bitch, I'm not sitting up here finna go and read the world for you. I'm not finna do that because listen, if you are not smart enough to ask the questions, to sit down there and pay attention and look at the context clues and carry on, trust your gut, and then not really to jump in bed with this motherfucker because he looked cute or whatever, then you come up with these particular conclusions on your own. You don't need me.
Well,
You
here's
don't
the
need
thing.
me.
Here's my thing. I feel like now a lot of women. This is not for all women, but a lot of women today are willing to compromise what they don't really want to in a relationship and actually sleep with another woman. Have you seen Craigslist is filled, or when I go to polyamory relationships, they're always men and their girlfriend looking for another woman because the woman
Well,
is willing to compromise in a three-way, but they're not so much gung-ho on trying to compromise if a man wants to sleep with another man. If that's the case, then no, we're breaking up. And I'm like, but he's willing to still, like, I don't understand how that's a problem. That's more extra for you. You're a woman. You're the one who likes men. So why is that a problem? Because I would work between a man who's bisexual. You know what I mean? A man
well,
who's
here's the
bisexual.
thing. Here's the thing. And it's basically down to the mechanics of it. It is completely down to the mechanics because if a woman finds out that her man likes
Yeah.
another man, she can't
Yes.
get out of her head if he's going to bottom or not.
What
Because
does
then
that
that fucks up.
matter?
Yes, because it fucks up his role as being the masculine one. Because for whatever reasons, when it comes down to people who looking at us as gay men, they can't come out of our bedrooms because they always got to find out who is the bitch, who is the bottom.
Right, right, right.
Okay,
As
they
if that actually
and
means
see
that.
I'm a man of size. I'm 6'4", and I'm back. I done gained some weight. I'm back over 300 pounds again. I got to get this weight to back up off of me. Um, but being my size, and then I like big men.
Right,
Okay, I love a big old football player looking. Oh God, yes. Okay, so because of that, you can't get out of your head which one of us is who. Okay,
right,
because heteronormity is there has to be a man and a woman, or somebody got to play the
right,
girl role.
right,
Then if I break your face and say we both do,
right. It,
okay,
it doesn't play a part in
right.
two men. It does not play
then
those
then that
parts.
sits up there and fucks up the dynamic. So when you're talking about somebody who's on the DL and a woman who did not subscribe to it, and I want to stress that we're talking about women who do not subscribe to it. Okay, they're thinking
Okay,
their man is completely hetero attractional. He only likes women, and my competition is another woman.
right,
Okay, to sit down there and she finds out that he's on the DL, number one, to know that you sleep with another man is already taboo. But then when she gets into her head that he might be a bottom on top of it,
right, right, right.
that's
But
a whole
okay,
nother mind trip.
here's what I wanted to also say is like for a woman, there, like you said, like a woman's sexuality and what she likes, you can talk to a woman all the time and they will let you know, oh girl, yes, I got me a girlfriend, and we eat each other out and we do things, and I go back home to my man and it ain't no thing. A girl will tell you her thing about another woman and won't have no qualms about it. But I feel, to me, my theory is that there's enough men who are bisexual or on the spectrum leaning more towards being with men and with women, just like women are. Because I'm sure, probably to you too, like a lot of women will let you know that they've had sex with a woman before, right?
Well, and here's the
Because
thing.
men don't admit it. So
Well,
it's
no,
like,
well, and not just that, not just the men don't admit it. What it is that there is is a societal
society.
norm.
Yes, exactly.
That's a societal norm because in a male hierarchy, in a male domination,
Right,
that there is the cream of the crop, because a man can have his harem. See, we have bought into this whole thing that for every one man, there's what, 7 women to a man? Is it 7 or 10? It might be 10 now, because for those who ain't in prison and those who ain't gay. So for every one straight man, there's what, 7 to 10 women to for his choosing.
yeah.
So then now let's take on. You got those who want to be, I'm gonna call them the power to the people children. Okay, I'm so sister soldier, brother soldier, you know, and I want to get back to my African roots. And in
Right.
Africa, the man could have as many wives as he knew, and
That's
all that
even embedded in
bullshit.
our religion. It's embedded in our
Okay,
religion.
they want to go to that bullshit. And
Right.
so when they're on that particular kick, so now he could have Amber, he could have Sophia, he could
Sister
have
wives.
Shaka, he could right. Okay, what's his sister wives? Shut
Sister
up.
wives.
and
Sister
and
wives.
and and, and women accept it.
Yes. They bought into it.
That's the thing. They accept that shit.
Yes.
And most of the time they accept it. Why? Because the sex was good.
Well, I feel like a lot of women feel like they have no choice because they don't like the search. You know what I mean? Like, this is
Oh,
all they
I'll
want.
give you
I'm
that.
just tired of it, you know?
I'll give you that. I would give you that.
I'm
Women,
so
let's go
tired
here
of
to the
searching.
comments. Raymond, you say what? You say shit. Women do gay stuff too. Just never talk about it. But let a man do anything remotely perceived to be gay, then he gay. Shaking my head.
Right. Perceived to be gay. He gay.
What is this shit? Sleeping? We fucking. Right. Okay. So, so that there is a lot of this whole thing, and to tie all this into the whole idea of what it means to be successful, and all of that. Uh,
Yeah, because
I
I never
think
got to
what.
finish that one.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, because I was gone. So yeah, between the whole situation, I feel like if you truly want to be with somebody who's black, then you would be, because there's black people in the higher tax bracket, and it may be a small few, but if you truly like black people, then and you're willing to go the extra mile. And if you want somebody who's white, you'll go the extra mile for that. If you want somebody Latino or Asian, you will go that extra mile and find somebody. I don't think that your money or anything, having a job, has anything to do with it. I just feel like you truly need somebody who will be a support and love you to grow in a relationship. And that's truly really what you need, somebody who work hand in hand. Like, if you say somebody, oh, I'm going to need you to get a job and help out, or blah blah blah, you would do that, and you'll be willing to do everything that you can to help them, regardless of where you are in life. And I think people need to focus on finding somebody to support them rather than to find somebody who has this and have that, six pack and abs. I need this and that. And what can you do for me, or what can you bring to the table? As long as you can bring to the table of being a support system for somebody, making sure that you two are sexually compatible, making sure that you guys are both focused on the same goal in life, to come together, like a home, you want kids or you don't want kids, creating a business type mental space to,
Mm-hmm.
like, some
Mm-hmm.
people are in a way where if we have sex, I need you to slap me, or do, do all sorts of things, and just be a full rounded integration of what a relationship could be. Because a lot of people go into relationships because they're desperate. Lots of people,
Ah, I'll
because
give you
they,
that.
yeah, they go into relationships, and then when they find out that it's not what they wanted, and all they really wanted was to be in a relationship, because that's status. Oh, I'm in a relationship, he
Oh,
beats
say
me
that
up.
again, cause that's what. Cause
A
that's what.
status.
That's
It's a
what.
status.
Ha! It's what?
It's a
Shit.
status.
Okay.
So you can get
Right.
beat up,
Right.
spit on, and girl, I'm with a man. At least I got a man. At least what you got? You ain't got no man. As if that makes you
Right.
better.
Hey, baby.
You can
And
be
it becomes
single,
bullshit. Yeah,
right?
and it's
You can
all
be,
bullshit.
because people don't
And
know
it's
that.
all bullshit.
If you're in a relationship, that could be worse for you than being single. Because when you were single, you were happy, but now you in a relationship and you miserable as
Miserable as fuck.
fuck.
Miserable as fuck. Okay, which is why I've had to look at that because I love saying that I'm 48 and almost 50 because I've earned it. Okay, I've
That's
earned my
amazing.
life. And when I look back at my 22-year-old self, my 25-year-old self,
Hmm.
and how I used to get jealous because I never had long-lasting relationships. I think what I've had one, two, maybe three, technically five, because I was dating this one guy, and we were I did we didn't officially say we were dating, but we were courting or whatever, and never
Hmm.
that was nothing official. But looking at how we did it, I have to
Right.
be honest and say we were dating. Okay, so that was a
Right.
boyfriend, and I
Okay.
did that twice. So I in my lifetime,
Hmm.
I've and being out and open as a gay man, I've had five relationships.
Okay.
Okay, five that
Okay.
didn't have no time. Okay,
None of them had
what the
time.
longest one was probably 3 years, And
Okay.
that, I can't even say that because, hell, about a year and a half, maybe 2 years, his fucker was in jail because kept breaking his fucking probation.
Oh.
And he was a crackhead at the time. So, right.
Damn.
So, yeah,
Eddie was crackhead.
okay. He has since cleaned his life up and carried on. He's doing well. Actually, he live out there in California now.
Wait, what year was
So,
this? What year was this?
oh God, this was back when I met him when I was 18, 17,
Oh, so
18. Yeah, he was
man.
my very first love. My very first. He wasn't my first boyfriend, but he was my first love. Okay, I had my first boyfriend when I was 12.
Damn.
But that, yeah, but
Woo!
okay, but
Damn.
yeah. So over that, I've had 5 relationships. Okay, that didn't pan out to do nothing. But I've looked at folks who've been in and out of relationships and carrying on. I used to be jealous of that shit because I'm like, well, what the hell are they doing that I'm not? Now, as far as sex is concerned, sex is my addiction. So I've had a lot of sex and carrying on, but it was never that there was my pacifier. That's what sustained me because I ran to it when I felt down and whatever, and because that's where I excelled, and folks liked me in that area. They liked my sexual performance, so that's where I excelled.
So I think that
And
people need to explore sex more often because it's what your body needs. Your body is
well,
built to have sex.
here's the thing. Sex is a need, and yet it is a learned behavior at the same time.
Yeah,
Because the
both of them.
body replenishes itself with through sexual activity. At the same time, whenever you start using
The comments
sex
say they doing everything.
for 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 uh for for one to use sex for validation, for acceptance,
Right, right,
for
right, right.
answers, for you run into that like folks run into the bottle, or whatever. That's what I was.
Yes, yes,
Okay, that's what
definitely.
it was, and it controlled me. It
Hmm.
controlled me. I had no control of it. There was nothing healthy about it. Now I'm at a point in my life to where I know how to have a healthy sexual relationship, and I'm a sexual being. But
Because
yeah,
there's people who are so unsexually experienced, they do get wrapped up and tangled into it and end up, and that's how a lot of people have kids unwanted.
right,
And
right.
because they are unsexually experienced, because I always tell people, I was like, so you're celibate because you want him to be your first, but you don't want him to be celibate. So you know how that could pan out is that,
Hello.
yeah, is that you get blown away. He blows your mind, and then he's
Uh-huh.
gone, and he's like, girl, it was just fun.
It was just
And then
sex,
you're like,
right?
you love
Boom,
me. I have your
boom,
baby.
and there you
So
have it.
and
And
and then
there you
and,
have it.
and then they have regret against the baby, the sex itself. Then they don't want to have sex no more, not with nobody. And then they're miserable. And it was like, girl, you supposed to get sexually experienced so you know your own body for one.
And
So
that's
then
something
when
that's not taught because religion tells us that we're supposed to be
that's
monogamous and we're
evil.
not supposed to know our bodies like that. Hold
Right,
on, we got
right.
a few comments. Haji,
Okay.
you say what? Haji said that might be a topic. Can gay black men have a harem and then not look buffoonish? Child, well they do it now. It's just that what happens is you got the loudmouth ones who are the buffoonish ones. Those who are quiet about it, honey, you never know. So it's
Mm,
done. It's happening
mm,
now. It's already happening.
yeah.
Okay, it's just that now what it is that those those who are quiet about it, that's the trade, honey.
Yeah,
That's
that's
the
the one who
trade.
throws it down.
That's the
I
trade.
told you I'd get them
Uh,
crazy.
Raymond, you say, well, he said, child, this gay marriage has gone too far. People getting married and still messing around, got everybody in their relationship. Why get married? Honey, I understand. That's a whole nother topic. I ain't gonna get into that right now.
I'll
Child, you
get into
crazy.
it too if you want
They
to know
doing
about it.
everything. My first sex was with myself. Never reached those heights as an adult. Interesting.
Well, you
Interesting.
should
Okay,
try it
what?
as an adult.
Uh, Okay, wait a minute. I'm gonna have to end up cutting this off in a minute because
Okay.
I got to go. My trainee is doing his thing, so I got to go make sure I check up on
Well,
him.
thank you for having me. I appreciate
But
it, and thank you guys for watching me. I just thank you guys. Okay.
now listen, wait a minute. This is not just a bitch carry condoms. Hi, you the one getting pregnant. How about that? You know what? Now that's very serious. I had to tell it to my sisters and all of my girlfriends that came on. I'm like, Miss Thing, you don't rely on him to have it. You do not rely on him. Bitch, wait a minute. This is your body. This is your life. This is your experience. And honey, for those who are adamant about condoms, okay, no
Mm,
glove, no love, no protection, no affection, honey.
right.
And if you keep that as a mantra and not get caught up in your emotions, because and we do know shit happens, because sometimes it does get just that hot and heavy, and folks just, you know,
Well,
they
I
lose
think
it.
also, I think what needs to be said after you say that is be ready. So when you're ready to have it, I don't know if that's really said too much after that. Like, it's good to wear condoms, but it's only so when you're ready to have a baby. You don't want to just have it unexpected and when you can't take care of one or when you don't have enough resources for the child, because letting a child grow up without any resources is screwed up. So make sure that you have it
Where
when the
and that goes
baby
all the
is
way back to
approaching.
what we were talking about the price of success. Because now that the child done came into the picture, okay, here we go. Well, he already think you a hoe. Well,
Well,
here's the
he the one who
thing.
want a stripper. And he didn't care no qualms about getting a stripper pregnant.
Well, here's the thing. If you allow him, it's one thing for him to think that you are, but if you allow him to think that because of something that you doing, then that's on you. Because men are coming in. The game is, and this is for everybody. Because I know I got a little game that I play and shit. You know, and when I'm ready to sit down and it's just nothing but pure sex. If it's just sex, I know what it is that I do or what I want to do. I know what I'm saying. You know, and carrying on when it's just a booty call. Listen, you know, X, Y, and Z, blah blah blah
Mm-hmm.
blah. Okay. Um, at the same time, when it's just sex, you know men are gonna say some shit. I don't like saying I love you to people, okay?
Yes, Josh.
And carrying on. And when I hear that come out of somebody's mouth, I had to change it to where it's still hot and freaky, but I got to change it to where you know I'm talking about this ass or whatever, and I'm not talking about I'm in love with you. Okay. Okay, yeah, you like what I'm doing to you. Yeah, I love what you're doing, honey. But shit, you know, that don't mean I love you.
Right.
Okay, and carrying on. So it's all about that, and we get caught up in that. You know, we get caught up in that a lot.
Yes.
All for the sake of wanting acceptance, all for wanting to
All
be
for one and
loved,
accept.
because
Yes.
uh, acceptance and wanting to be loved. And I think that see, it goes back to the old cliche, honey. How could you love somebody when you don't love yourself? And I
Mm-hmm.
think nobody knows what that means to love yourself, because for so many parts of our existing society, we have compromised on our own integrity. We have compromised on this. We have compromised on that, and never once saying, "Okay, this is what I need for me," because we don't know how to be selfish in the good way. And what I mean by
Right.
that
Right.
is selfishness has become a bad taboo, because oftentimes it means you don't care about nobody. And
Right.
you have a number of people who exude that kind of selfishness to where they don't care about the world. You know, everything is about me, 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 me.
Mm-hmm.
But there are moments where you have to take self care to understand this is no good for me. I cannot function like this, and be realistic. Because another thing about that is that oftentimes we have folks who are not realistic in their selfishness. You know, you think the world's supposed to revolve around you and shit, bitch. The world don't
Mm.
work like that. At the same time, honey, there is something where you have to set boundaries and say, I can't do this and I can't do that. You
Right.
know, so we have to understand that. Let's see. How do you say what women should have condoms, know how to handle condoms, and have different sizes? Well, okay. I'll give
Yeah.
you that, you know, and
Okay.
especially if you want to sit down there and play the game, honey. If you listen, okay, you got to be Wanda on them, honey. I got you, baby. I got you. Okay, what?
if
You
you
got
looking
to,
for,
you know,
if you going out in the rain,
just
you need an umbrella.
well, hello, or some galoshes. And if you're playing, and honey, if it's storming out there, bitch, you need an umbrella, a raincoat, galoshes, and a damn hat.
Right?
Okay. Shit. Now that's a
Or stay
piece.
inside.
Well, how about that? I was about to say that because sometimes it may be raining too hard. Okay, and I tell that to people. I teach that. I said it's not about weathering the storm because sometimes weathering the storm means keeping your ass inside and don't fuck with it.
Mm.
Let it pass. Okay. So on that note, darling, let me sit up here and get back to training my my trainee here. I let him have the shift so that he could go ahead on and get acclimated. My other coworker is with us. There's three of us here tonight, and it's kind of quiet. So I let him run in, and I interject here and there. So that's kind of cool. So
Well, I
I'm
got
able to do
work too.
this without necessarily being in the office and carrying on. I'm just monitoring the radio and all of that. So saying saying that to say that. So this is a very good discussion. Let's keep this discussion
Yes.
going, people. As far as the price of success, why is it that it seems as though being on the DL is synonymous with black men? Why is it that women feel as though that when they get to a certain bracket that, there's not nobody there for them to latch on to and as far as being, in the same community, in the same and without going outside of your race? Why is it that we feel as though when we get successful that it automatically means, oh, we have to go outside of our race to be happy romantically? Is that the automatic thing, or is it through circumstances because there's not a lot of us up there at that particular benchmark? What is it? Because as I was saying earlier, see, you can't go if you done got up here to this particular benchmark and
Thank you.
uh wave Reggie. Wave Reggie, they think you cute, honey.
Thank you.
uh, how is it that, when we get to these particular benchmarks, we expect you to come back to the hood to come get Boom Shaka Leisha,
Mm.
okay? But yet Boom Shaka Nisha, honey, ain't ready because she's still wearing green hair and shit. And you know what I'm saying? And not that that's a bad thing. It's just that when they're not cultured and don't know what it is to go outside of ghetto mentality, does that hurt you as a businessman because you want to take them to the office party or whatever? I'm gonna tell you a good example. A good example, a movie to watch is Set It Off. Remember that? Child, Miss Jada Pinkett got them bitches together when she was talking about diversifying her motherfucking stock options and shit. Bitch, that was sickening. Okay? When she sat up there, she hood rat all day. But when she got with who was the dude? What was the dude? It wasn't Tay Diggs. Who was the love? Blair Underwood. When she got with Blair Underwood in that movie, and he took her and wined and dined her and this, that, and the other, he went and got her from the hood, but she didn't take that hood to that motherfucking party, did she? That bitch up there was talking about stock options and carrying on as she shut her mouth and listened to things and you know what I'm saying? She had champagne. She looked decent, but now everybody all tatted up and this, that, and the other,
But I
And
think
when
there
you
are
talk to,
still, I think there are still a lot of black women and men who are from the hood and highly educated
I'm,
themselves.
you know what? And that there is one of the most truest statements ever.
Yeah.
That is so fucking true. The problem becomes, how are they going to get their opportunity to let it be seen if the only thing that they're demonstrating and displaying is the hood shit?
Well, I mean, in media, that's how we're being shown, and I think that's very problematic. And there needs to be
Yes, I
something
do
done.
too.
But right now, it's not happening. Right now, it seems like Trump has ushered in the era of assholery. Now as
Ah,
Americans, we come in and we award people who are assholes, from Cardi B to Nicki Minaj. Reality television, the more asshole you are, oh, that was so amazing. I love her so much. I love them. They're asshole.
cause
And
she
then when you
keeping it
meet them,
real. She's so
yeah.
real.
And then when you
Uh-huh.
meet them in person, and
Mm-hmm.
she snapped at me. I can't believe she did. I was like, you supported her when she was doing it on TV. Now she's doing it to you, and you're the person that's being fucked over on TV in person. Now you feel some type of way about it all of a sudden. When back in the
Okay.
day, we used
Okay.
to reward people who were nice, who were mannered and appropriate and feeling good. And now we ushered in the era where, like I said, Trump is grab her by the pussy. Yeah, I support that.
Mm.
A woman gets raped and everything. Let's put him in the Supreme Court. Like,
Okay, now listen. I for real got to cut this short because my phone just said I'm down to 5%, and I want
okay,
to do an official goodbye before this thing cuts me off and I lose all of my feed. So let me let you guys go, honey. Thank you. I've finished all of your crumpets because the tea has been dished. If you love me, tell a friend. If you hate me, tell an enemy. But do know this: one way, shape, style, form, or fashion, everything that I'm doing will move forward. So on that note, honey, take and share this with everybody. Let's keep this conversation going because we are dishing tea and dunking crumpets, baby, with Big Meach right here. I'll talk with you guys soon. Tea.